TSU head coach Rod Reed, the Tigers coming off a loss at nationally ranked Murray State this past week. They're going to be home this week. They're going to host UT Martin on Sunday afternoon. So, Coach, just thoughts on your team, and then we'll get into some questions.
All the guys played extremely hard. On the road against Murray State, we knew it was going to be a tough task. We were short a few guys with COVID protocol. But, we did what we had to do. We got some guys moved around. And I thought we played a really good first half. We weren't able to punch the ball in on our first drive. We came back and got a 3 and out and went down and scored and went up. We got to be able to score the ball in the red zone instead of relying on Antonio Zeta so much to kick field goals. But, I think the difference in the game were two really costly turnovers. We had a botched snap on our punt that gave them the ball on our end of the field, and they scored, and then they got a pick six. So, if we could eliminate those turnovers and convert some of those red zone opportunities into touchdowns, we'd have given ourselves a really good chance to win that football game. But, hats off to Murray State and Coach Hood. They did what they had to do to get the job done. But we've got another formidable, foe this week in UT Martin coming into our place. So we put that one behind us, and we're focused on UT Martin right now.
One quick question about that game, and Coach Hood said it earlier that you mentioned the plays. The score is deceiving because the game was much closer than that. Besides those two things you mentioned, what went well for your team over the first 3 quarters? What were the things that you were doing well then?
Well, I thought we were able to move the football on the ground. We had a good run game, and we were able to mix that up with some play action and get the ball into some of our playmakers' hands. And Devon Starling, again, had another phenomenal game. So the ability to be able to run the ball, to open up our play action was big for us. And I think that defensively, we were really stout in the first half. Really all game, I thought the defense played well, and that gave us a great opportunity.
Question on Starling, and he's now second in conference games in rushing, 95 yards a game. Of the players that have played all 4 spring games, he's the top in that. What do you like about his game, and maybe how does he translate to some people you've had running the ball in the past?
Well, he's a tough runner, man. A really good inside zone guy. Has really great vision, great jump cuts, and he's able to run the stretch for us also and get the ball on the outside. But he's a guy that not very many times you see the first tackler bring him down, and he's always falling forward. You like that in the running back. He kind of puts you in the mind of a Charles Anthony type guy that we had a while back, and Javaris Williams, those guys like that. He's a really good player.
How important is your offensive line been, obviously, and getting him holes and helping him get out? How would you say they're playing as a whole overall right now?
Well, I thought we were much improved on our offensive line over the last couple of weeks. We actually, we protected the passer really well this game. Not a whole lot of pressure, and Isaiah was able to get out a couple of situations and make some plays and use his athleticism. But, excuse me, I think the offensive line has stepped it up over the last couple of games, and hopefully we'll continue to improve. And we moved some guys around. Demetrius Cooley had to go back to center because Sean McMorrow was out. So we had a makeshift in there, but I thought those guys held up well. We kicked Brandon Jones out to tackle, and he played a lot better than he had over the previous weeks. So we're excited about that, and hopefully we can continue to get better.
On the flip side of the ball, you talked about Murray had the one interception they returned for a touchdown, but on your defensive team, Josh Green had an interception that was really big at the time. What does your team need to do to keep getting those key takeaways at key moments in the game?
Well, I mean, the best pass defense is a pass rush. If we can put pressure on the passer, make the ball get out of his hands faster than he wants to, and get in our coverages, the way we see fit, be disciplined in zone coverage, and be able to put color on color in man coverage. I think that helps us out a whole lot, and it allows Josh to roam a little bit back there in the secondary, and he has a knack for getting to the football.
You referenced your opponent, UT Martin, and they're coming off a game against Austin Peay. You already had played Austin Peay this year too. They put up 37 points. So thoughts on what problems they posed? They also used 3 quarterbacks in the game too. Maybe a little bit about that.
Well, they're a physical football team. They want to run the ball, but, they have 2 great receivers on the outside and a couple of good slot guys. So they spread the ball around the field. They'll throw the ball to the running backs out of the backfield, have a really good screen game. So we've got to be vigilant on defense on all of those aspects, and we've got to make sure that we've got the right people covered down. And defensively, they're just scrappy up front. You know, they do some movement up there that can give you some problems, and they want to get you in, you know, second and long, third and long situations, and they do a really good job of taking away windows in the pass game. So we've got to be able to keep ourselves in manageable first and second down situations to be able to possibly pick it up on third down and continue to move the ball. But one thing I didn't mention, we got to limit our penalties. You know, we had 13 penalties for 90 yards in that last game, and you're not going to beat very many people, especially not on the road, you know, getting 13 penalties.
When they had their backup quarterback went down with an injury, and then so they actually did use a third string. It seems like there's not much drop off in production. Their starter's really good, but there's not much of a drop off between the first and the third. And you also said they ran the ball. They had, I think, 82 yards by their top rusher. When they mix in different people like that, what's the prep work for that as
Well,
far
I
as like
think
if this guy's the quarterback?
I think that
Yeah.
when you watch them, you know, offensively, Jason, he doesn't change very much when those other quarterbacks come in. You know, they run their offense pretty much the same. All three of them are capable runners. Obviously, three is a guy that probably runs the ball a little bit better than all of them, but you know, all of them run the same. They run the same offense. You know, they have a couple of different skill sets, but all three can throw the football. All three, you know, run the offense as it has with 18 in there when he's in there. So it really doesn't change a whole lot, but we just got to continue to do what we do and make sure we focus on us being in the right place at the right time.
And I know we've asked you a couple of times about this, and maybe it's just I'm fascinated by special teams. We talked about your special teams too. UT Martin had a kicker that kicked 3 field goals, but specifically about your team, maybe not just kicker or just punter, but how do you feel that maybe your special teams have played? And since the last time I asked you this 3 or 4 weeks ago, has your special teams gotten better? Or they still have strides to make these last couple of games?
I think you know we've gotten a little better, man. The only problem that we've had, you know, the last couple of weeks, you know, we got a freshman long snapper, and he's done a tremendous job, you know, all year long. He had a low snap on the field goal, the first one we missed, and then he was off on the snap. So you know we're focusing on that this week, making sure that he's right. He does a really good job getting it back there really quick, but we got to be accurate with our snaps. But our kicking, I mean, Mosley and Zeta. Those two guys have been spot on. Both of them are, I think Mosley's still averaging close to 40, 41 yards a punt. And with Zeta, you know, anytime, you know, we cross the 30-yard line, you know, depending on wind and weather, we feel like we have an opportunity for points.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time this morning. Best of luck on Sunday. We'll talk to you again next Tuesday.
All right, thank you. Go Big Blue.